Ladies and gentlemen, your next bout of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Louie.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third fight of the night is one that promises excitement. Both guys had a lot of hype behind them coming into this one, Dean. First got to make the walk, Louie Goodheart at just 17, representing the Zoo Fight Club, looking to go 2-0 and stay undefeated as an amateur. Loves to win. When a fighter tells you they just want to go out there and do anything it takes to get the W, that tells you a lot about their mentality. Talk to Coach Paul Saunders and the rest of the guys there. They cannot believe how strong this kid is in the gym. They think the key tonight might be the takedown.
Yeah, he just got such an innate ability to overcome obstacles in his life, whether that's with his studies or the MMA fights here that he has in front of him. He just, I mean, look at the focus on his face there as he gets the Vaseline applied to the areas we usually see cuts. I mean, he's coming in here with the experience of a much older fighter, Chris.
Now, Jim, when you've addressed all of the tactics and the strategy and your coachings there, when you're a young fighter like this who's kind of growing into their body, he said, I worked a lot on my fitness, on my strength and conditioning. Even at a young age, the MMA game has changed so much, it's an important thing.
This is the beauty of what these guys get to do fighting at an amateur level. They can try different things out of the gym. They can focus on different areas of their fitness. They can do anything they want, Chris. And this is what we're going to see tonight. We've got a young guy taking on a slightly older.
And his opponent this evening, David Jennings, representing Sparta MMA. Hastings versus Eastbourne again in this one. Only 4 months of training, actually. Making his debut. He's the bigger guy tonight, 6'3". He recognizes the experience his opponent has, but he said, given the confidence in my training alongside Adam Urbanski and the rest of the team, that's not going to be a factor.
Being surrounded by the level that those fighters have over there at Sparta MMA, I mean, you've got black belts, you've got wrestlers, you've got boxers that are national European champions. You can't help but be good and be prepared to win fights.
Jim, he said that his work ethic would be the difference, and you know what? When you know that a guy like Louie Goodheart has trained as hard as he has, when both guys promise that they're going to have more gas in the tank, that's going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah, for sure it could be, Chris, but these guys have to be prepared for anything. These guys, like we saw in the last fight, it can finish as early as the first round. You have to be prepared in an atmosphere like this to also fight against the crowd. And as you can hear, they're very much up for this fight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your next match of the evening to be going with a 3-minute round. And an amateur mixed martial arts rules. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, tying into the cage with a record of 1 victory, no defeats. Representing Zoo Fight Club from Hastings, please welcome Louie Goodheart. His opponent this evening, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, making his in-cage debut, representing Sparta MMA, David Jennings.
Amateur MMA, 3 3-minute rounds. Red corner for Louie Goodheart. Blue corner for David Jennings. Jennings representing Sparta MMA, Goodheart, the Zoo Fight Club.
Jennings looking for this takedown here. He's looking for, looks like a single leg, maybe the high crotch there. He's going to scoop him up and use this opportunity now to pass to the correct side, the opposite side of the choking arm. You can see Goodheart cinching, looking for the guillotine there. He might use it to stand back to his feet. Now Jennings has got to suck the hips away of Goodheart and try and bring this away from the cage.
Blue blue corner for Goodheart, red corner for Jennings. Need to make that clear. And you know what? Very interesting to see the position, because most pundits would have said it would have been Goodheart pressing the takedown. It's always intriguing when you're trying to take the guy down and he takes you down instead.
Yeah, for sure. And he did very well to defend there, but Jennings has already got full mount here, looking to pile it on.
And Goodheart trying to buck here furiously. Jennings low on mount, going to be difficult to get him off at this point, and those punches are coming in. Those are huge shots. Great connections here from the 21-year-old prospect, David Jennings, making his debut, and he's had a perfect round one.
You wouldn't believe this man had been only competing for 4 months, Chris. Look at this, going straight to the back, both hooks in. Goodheart looking to cinch the arm up there to escape this position, but he needs to buck like a donkey and get rid of those hooks. Jennings now sneaking around for the rear naked choke, Chris. This could be all over very soon.
Goodheart is flattened out here as Jennings continuing to punch and try to maintain position with both hooks in. These are hurtful shots.
Goodheart corner is not happy with what's going on here.
Yeah, understandably so. Goodhart's stuck here. He doesn't really have too much of an answer to get out. He's trying to get to his feet. He's covering up as best he can, but you've got to look at what Jennings is doing correct. He's keeping his weight down. Up till now, he had his hooks in, which allowed him to sink those punches in that really kept Goodheart busy.
Looking to grapevine and connect those insteps is David Jennings. And you know what, Dean? It's great to see a fighter here not rushing things. He is making his debut, but he realizes the importance of staying on this back rather than going for something too aggressive.
Yeah, position before submission and position before ground and pound in this instance here. He's trying to flatten out Goodheart to kind of make him less able and less maneuverable there on his knees to get back to his feet and defend in this position.
The referee was taking a long, good, hard look at that for a minute, but Jennings is just about doing enough, and this could be the end of the fight, Chris.
Those are big punches again. Jennings utilizing that wrist ride, forcing the full mount. Goodheart is trying to buck. He's trying to work here. The question is that enough defense? Is that intelligent defense?
Well, the key here for Goodheart was he gave up the mount position to defend the back position. But look at these punches here. He's still defending. He's still intelligently defending himself. He's eating a lot of shots on those arms here. But Jennings is doing the right thing. He's keeping the pressure on. He's got to be careful about the sweep there right at the end of the round.
Wow. What a fight. We talked about conditioning being key. We talked about having gas in the tank. And you know what? It's exhausting to be on top doing what that guy was doing in Jennings, and it's exhausting to be on bottom, obviously, if you're Goodheart.
Jennings has a great argument there for a 10-8 round, and like you were saying there, Chris, he expended a lot of energy in that. It's going to be very interesting to see how much got taken out of Goodheart there. He had Jennings landed a few solid blows. It'll be very interesting to see the gas tank of both these guys as they come out for the second round.
Now, Paul Saunders was furious, the coach from the Zoo Fight Club. Obviously, the corner and the commission were having a bit of an argument there, Dean. They wanted him to make sure he stayed in his corner, and that's a difficult thing when your fighter's getting beat up like that. Explain the rules. Yeah,
I mean, you're not allowed to deviate away from your corner. You're not allowed to coach in between timeouts and so forth, but they want to keep those fighters away from the outside of the cage. They want to keep them regulated. This is the important thing, to keep MMA going mainstream, to keep it going up in the world and respected, has to be regulated and fair.
And it's not always easy to give instructions when your fighter is not in the same position, so understandably so what was occurring there. For you, Jim, David Jennings, more of the same here in the second?
Yeah, 100%, Chris. It's really just the case is, can he keep this pace throughout the fight? Well, we're about to find out in round 2.
2 of 3 here. Nice overhand right there. Goodheart was caught sleeping, over under, and Jennings just looks to be the bigger, stronger guy.
But Jennings just able just to manipulate in this clinch a bit better. The punches just getting through a bit more with a bit more power. Again, the bigger gloves don't translate too much power, but those punches hurt, no question about it. And look at the way Jennings looks. He's looking to cinch the leg up. He's always fighting for that takedown. He's got to be careful about the 100% here. Good work by Goodheart looking to reverse this position. And it just seems to me that Goodheart is just a step behind in the power, the initiation of the defense, and even the striking game here. Oh, just as I say that, the left hook lands and the right hook lands, and it forces Jennings to work the clinch again.
Huge left, right, left combination there as Goodheart, with the first good connection in this fight, takes a low blow, and Dean, that was the wrong time for that, because what a shift in the wind.
It could be a welcome break here for both fighters. You know, Jennings almost certainly is bent over there in the corner, sucking some air up. But I mean, you got to look at Goodheart here. If that landed square, this could be a devastating end to a very exciting fight.
You stole the words right out of my mouth there. It's not like we can question his commitment to stay in this fight because, man, he was on the verge of a comeback there. A couple of good strikes and things look to have shifted. Well, an unfortunate ending here, and obviously Lee Fullen having to make the call. We'll have to see what the actual result is. I believe it will be a no contest. I would not see that as an intentional foul. But what a bright future indeed for David Jennings and Louie Goodheart. That was an exciting fight, Dean. That was a firefight.
Yes, the referee just gave the confirmation there to one of the cornermen that there was a no contest. So, like you said, Chris, it's unintentional, that strike, but nonetheless it happened, so they have to rule that a no contest.
And the intent is key there. I mean, obviously, different calls and different outcomes can happen depending on when in the fight it is and whether or not it is deemed to be an intentional foul by the referee. We've seen this type of stuff in MMA. Not necessarily a broken cup before, Jim, but we've seen outcomes where referees have to decide whether there has been intent or not, and then that can obviously have some outcome and impact on how the fight is scored.
For sure, Chris. We always like to see a resolution, but not tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, that last contest, our referee declares a no contest. Thank you.